gonna start now. And, oops, did I move that? All right. I was being silly and I had this on my head. I don't know why I have this. I don't have any idea. All right, I am going to change my lighting and let's hopefully look a little bit better. Oh, look at that, super bright, get the shit. Oh, thank you, thumbs up from Mystery Person. It's probably my lovely, lovely daughter and or son-in-law. Oh, that's not good. Hi, I'm adjusting my light. I didn't mean to hit start, but I'm starting now. And hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with that. All right, in my picture, I had this on my head. I can't wear anything on my head, so I took it off immediately. I have no idea why I have this. But it's in the same yarn, so that's why I have it. All right, so I'm gonna actually adjust this light. Jesus, it's too bright. I am very happy today because I woke up at 6:30. Oh my God. Okay, is that better? Is that good? Yeah, I don't care. All right. Anyway, I'm in a good mood because I got up at 6:30 because I have to start adjusting my schedule now because there's only less than 2 weeks until the first day of school, and I have to start adjusting my sleep now or I will not be able to get up. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna completely start over again. I'm going to use this video as a long form video. I don't like to edit, so I thought I'd just do it as a live stream. Sniffing too much. All right. I'm back. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Charles. Okay. Thank you for joining me and the cats. So I have a cat over here. I can't really see her because she is blended into the couch. And then I have Rose over here. And I do have Diamond over there. I don't know if you could see her because I don't know how to use this camera right. Anyway. Thank you for being here. Oh, all right. Thank you so much for being here for today's impromptu live stream that I'm going to edit into a long form video. I don't like to script. I don't like to write. I don't like to do that because I have ADHD and I get distracted very, very easily. So I'm going to probably edit this whole part out. Anyway, thanks for being here. I am going to work on updating. I have to start over again because I talk so fast. It's so hard for me to edit. One of the cats just left because my voice is annoying her. Okay. Right. Hi, thanks for being here. I am I'm going to update a camouflage sweater that I have. And I had this in the video. I don't know why. I have this. I don't know what the purpose was of this. This was made probably in 2018. So I don't remember why I have this, but I have it here. So for the people who are, okay, good. All right, I'm not saying good that people left. I'm gonna just start all over again. So there you go. All right, hey. Thank you for being here for today's tutorial, or watch me while I update this camouflage scarf and sweater. So I don't get to wear my sweaters very much because it's so hot here. So I'm going to just update this. Is that? Ooh, Mr. Ballin. I don't know if you listen to Mr. Ballin. He is fantastic. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is we are going to, or we, maybe me and the cats, are going to update this sweater. And this is called, pattern for this is called, it's a scarf sweater, which means you make two, I'm trying to make sure I did this right. You make just two scarves. I'm going to start over again because I'm going to try and edit this into a short video. Nope, into a long form video. I don't like to script. I'll have to keep saying that. I would just start over again. All right, today we are going to update or properly finish this sweater that I have. I hope you can see it. It's camouflage and the matching scarf. I don't get to wear this very often because I do live what feels like the center of the sun here in Phoenix. And being from Ohio, the cold does not bother me. This is not supposed to be a headband. I was wearing that to be silly. I don't know what this was for. So we're going to just put that back in here, and that was referring to my thumbnail. So what we're going to do is, the only thing that really needs to be updated on this, it's not even updated, just is that it hangs too low in the back. So I'm going to weave these together. And it has a border on it. And properly, I should take this border off. I'm not going to because nobody cares except for me if someone could see the border on the back. Who's going to look at that and say, you should have taken the border off? Hey, Chevy Knight. Oh no, not Chevy. Shay Knight. Am I saying that right? Do you know the actor Chevy Chase, I believe, is named after the city Chevy Chase? Random thought. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I am just talking about this sweater that I'm going to update. I keep saying that. I'm not gonna, well, it's kind of update. Anyway, ask me anything you want to ask me. I'll answer questions, whatever. Yesterday we got into some pretty deep conversation. All right, so this is what we're going to do is first we have the sweater. The sweater doesn't hang properly. Thank you. The sweater doesn't hang properly, so I am going to stitch it up a little bit more in the back. Here's a scarf that goes with it, which I will never wear. So I'm going to actually put this on the front of the sweater as a, I don't know, just to make it look better. I don't know. I don't have to have a reason for the things that I do. And we are using the Karen yarn from Yarn Inspirations. And when you buy this yarn, it says to use a 5mm hook. And it also has a free pattern on it. I'm aware this is backwards, but I'm just holding it up. Hey, what happened to what? Hey, sorry. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I set this up to start at a particular time, and because I forget things within 30 seconds of doing them, I just hit start. So I'm sorry. You didn't miss anything except me randomly babbling about yarn and stuff. So I'll start over for you. This last person here is someone I know in real life. She knows me in real life. It's a person. Hey, you want to learn how to crochet? All right. Well, here are some tips on how to learn to crochet. Get yourself a regular hook. When I say regular, I mean in the medium range. Here's my can't hold it up because I don't have a lid on it. This is my toolbox of crochet hooks. So as you can see, they come in a lot of different sizes. So when you want to first start, you want to get like a size 5, 4.5, 5, whatever. Get yourself some basic yarn. I would suggest if you get this kind of yarn, and just learn how to make a slip knot. And I think I have a video on that. It is a lot. Look how small some of them are too. Can you see that? Do I have something? Oh, that is. I cannot do work like this anymore because it really, really hurts my arthritic fingers. But here's something that was made with that size. So my little turtle, he is not happy that I'm using him as a pin cushion. He's holding the tapestry hook that I need. I'm going to sneeze. See how polite I am? I protect you from the sneeze. You're not even right in front of me. It's a habit. Anyway, I should have a tutorial on that, and if I don't, there are a lot of tutorials on how to crochet, but the biggest tip is learn how to do a chain stitch, make 100, and then rip it out, and you should be able to rip it all out within like 15 seconds, and if you can't do that, that means that you are going in between the strands. So I'm going to leave this hook out, and if I can find, I can leave this one out too. This is not a hook, this is a tapestry needle. Oh, what am I doing today? Today I am going to update, I keep saying update, I don't mean to. I'm going to just go over this this scarf that wait, let me put it on. Let me put it on. You might not be able to see me because it's camouflage. Okay. Camouflage sweater. It's really cute, and this is it's a nice yarn to work with if you are a beginner because it looks so fancy, doesn't it? Look how fancy that looks. Because it's a variegated yarn, so it makes things look really extra without you doing too much. And thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, so what I was going to try and do today actually was I was going to just try and not ignore, but I was going to just try and talk and then edit it out into a video. So, thank you for saying that's cute. So, I'm going to look at this. I'm sorry, so this doesn't hang properly in the back. I'm going to stitch it up about this much. I'm not going to take the border off because I don't want to. And you can barely see it. No one's really, this is how you can correct something that you made that you didn't measure properly for, or you thought you did, but not so much. But this has like a little border on it, and it's really blends in because it's camouflage. And I'm not going to worry about undoing all of this or ribbing it out because this has actually been washed a few times. This was a sweater that I would bring to when I was doing 5th grade a few years ago, right after COVID. And I would bring this to school, and the students were allowed to wear it. And then I would take it home and wash it every day because you have to do that if you share. Oh, my daughter, thank you. My daughter made that. That's by my entryway. And some people might think, why would you put it in your entryway? That seems kind of a low value, not appreciative of the art. I put it there so when I leave every single day I see it, and when I come home I see it. So yeah. And my house is usually decorated in, oh my God, when are you moving? Or did you just move in? Because I never hang anything on the walls because I'm too tired. And also I have a distinct memory of my mother screaming, don't put holes in the wall. Anyway, so yeah, I put that up for my daughter. She made that a while ago. She's 28. It's kind of a confusing picture because it's a spring tree with snowflakes. We're from Ohio, and can it snow in the spring? Absolutely. Can it snow in the summer? Yeah, we've had snow in June. Oh my God. All right. So these are the things that I need to accomplish this project today, and I don't know what happened to my note card. All right, I'm going to use this bottle of lubricant. Let me get a different. Oh, that's right. All right. Please like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to say that, and I really appreciate it. My ultimate goal, I have a few, is to thank you. To never leave my house again. Because I'm old and tired and I have several health problems that makes leaving the house. And I complain about this almost in every single solitary live stream. But that is why I'm doing this. Anyway, if someone wants to hear about my goals on here, you can put that in the chat and I will talk about it. All right, this is what we need for today. We need this tapestry needle. It is not very sharp. It can do damage though, but it's not like a sewing needle that's made to pierce through finely woven fabric. I'm supposed to have a 5.5 size, I'm sorry, size 5 hook. I can't find it easily, and I'm just going to use this. I'm experienced, so I can make it a little bit, whatever, the way I want it. Okay, then we need some snippers. I have these because I like the sound. Getting distracted already. And I was going to use this purple hook so I can be color coordinated, but that's not true. I just made that up. I did not do that. Anyway, so we have that, and then I have my tape measure. Now this might activate one of the cats, excuse me, that's sleeping. And then if you squeeze it, it closes up. And then the cats have their own tape measure that they play with. Oh, good, no one woke up. And then, of course, we have the scarf, which is very, very long. And I'll most likely never wear it. So I'm going to go over the sweater first. So this is a very easy pattern for beginners. And all it is you make, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to see, so I'm going to fold in the sleeve. Okay, whatever. All right, you just make 2 scarves, okay? You make 2 rectangles. Crochet is all about, or this pattern is all about the shapes. So I am going to actually use a visual aid. I'm going to go low tech. So let me get this out. Oops. Okay. Super easy. So, all right. Hey, thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I'm in a really super good mood today because I woke up at 6:30. And I don't know for anybody else out there who has sleep problems, and your sleep problems can be from anything. Mine is primarily from pain, because I have like a back problem and I have arthritis in my hands and whatever. Or you could have sleep problems from, whatever. Anyway, let's start over again. Sorry, I'm really goofy right now because I am really, really tired. I'm trying really hard to stay awake for the day because I need to reset my clock. So I'm very sneezy right now. Okay, so it is, that was too much. I'm in a really good mood because I actually woke up at like 6:30 or 6:30, and I am really tired because I didn't fall asleep until about midnight, and I am not one of those people anymore who can function without like 9 or 10 hours of sleep, which is a bummer. I'm very jealous of people who can function on 5 or 6 hours of sleep. So I have sleep problems because I have chronic pain, and I'm not going to go into it unless someone asks me what kind of chronic pain I have because I complain about it all the time. And I need to reset my clock now because I have to go back to work in 13 days. I don't work in the summer. I take off the entire summer because as a substitute teacher in Phoenix, it's not like there's summer jobs because everyone, if you have money, usually people flee the valley because it's so hot. Anyway, so I have to start resetting my clock now so I'm not terribly late for work. So what I'm going over is this pattern, and I'm just going to rip this out. This is a really easy sweater pattern. Cheryl, I've been approved. Cheryl gave my phone number to a whole bunch of people. I get messages for her all the time from all different places. It's not like I can block them. Okay, so in order to make this beautiful crochet sweater that you can't possibly see because it's camouflage, this is a very loose, not shaped sweater, very beginner friendly. I don't know the proper words for it, but it's not fitted or anything. It's very loose. All you're going to do is make 2 rectangles, and then you fold the rectangles in half, and like this. Ta-da. And this is not to scale, unless you're really small. Okay. Then you take your two rectangles like this. Usually make it a little bit longer in the back because it just seems better. And then what you do is, so you have. I'm stumbling over my words here. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I speak with an accent. I don't know what accent it is. Sometimes I speak with a country accent, which really annoys my daughter. And sometimes, or all the time, I speak with my Ohio accent, which is a Midwestern. Anyway, you make your two rectangles, you fold them in half, and then you stitch them up. Obviously, you don't stitch it all the way down the front, or else how are you going to wear it? So the mistake I made in this pattern, pretend this is the back, is that I didn't stitch it up far enough on my neckline or on my shoulders. And then you leave it open. And this is a super, super easy. You can make a rectangle. Make another rectangle. And then, oh my gosh, you're going to make two more smaller rectangles that will be your sleeves if you want to add some sleeves onto it. So that's what this is. And you will see patterns online that says, we'll call this like a scarf sweater. But basically it's just two rectangles. And if you see a pattern for it, it might just be on the particular pattern that you want to use, like the for colors. For a beginner, you should use a nice variegated yarn. And this is a little bit more complicated because you're going to go through the top of the stitch. This just gives us more of a structure, so it's not a true mesh. A mesh, you would just go, I think, you would just go through that big loop. So as a beginner, you might want to do that because it would be faster for you and you don't have to concentrate on getting the, it's upside down, but it doesn't matter. So you don't have to concentrate about getting your yarn, your hook through here. You just have to go like this, through this whole big thing. So it's really fast. It's like doing a granny square. Okay. So what after you would put the two rectangles together, then I put a border on it, and I'm not going to take the border off because it's been washed a few times, and I'm afraid that it's going to snag, and I don't want to do that. Plus, I don't want to do that. I want to finish this, and if I do that, it won't get finished. All right, so here is my extra ball of yarn, and this yarn I purchased online, and it came in packs of 3. This is not usually a yarn that you can find just in the store because, believe it or not, there are trends and fashions in yarn. Who would think? I'm going to take out, I don't know, a couple feet so that I don't, it's right here. Okay. I'm going to put it on my needle or drop the hook on the floor. Okay, I'm going to put it on here. This is a technique that you could use for threading a sewing needle when you have thread. And there's somebody outside. Oh, okay. All right. Speak through our little parking lot. Just joking. You can't say anything to anybody because this is Phoenix, so you just kind of observe. Don't say anything to anybody because things can get heated. Ha ha ha, because it's already hot. All right, anyway, take it. You have a little thing here. You feed it through the eye. And you can buy threaders. I think that's what they're called, or needle threaders. But for some of my age, I don't need reading glasses. So it's very nice. So what I'm going to do is, before I start sewing it up, I'm going to put my little cuff on here. That's just to hold my needle, so if I drop it, it's not too far away. I mean, I can't drop it, it's right there. Okay, so this is where I joined it together. So I want to make this even. So I'm going to line it up like this. Actually, I'm not gonna count the border. I'm gonna just stick my fingers through these, between the stitches. Thank you. This is a family-friendly channel, so I have to be very careful of saying stuff that might be construed as inappropriate. All right, so we're going to put our fingers through between the stitches and make sure we don't make any mistakes. Or you can just hold it up and count. So here are 3 stitches, 4 stitches. Did I measure this out? No. For today, I think that's going to be good. We're going to go one more. We're going to go 6. And the only thing that would happen is if I put too many in, is that it will just make it a little bit shorter in the front. Yeah. Okay. So the way I stitched it up was I did single crochets. So I'm going to use, when I stitched it together, I used single crochets. I just went really fast. And because it's a variegated yarn and it's camouflage, you can't really see the stitches. And you know what? When you're making stuff and it's for you, don't get all crazy with the details. Because with the thought that people will notice if you make a mistake. No one's going to look that closely. No one cares. It's just going to be you. If it's going to bother you, then you can fix it. If you're making it for yourself, you don't get too stressed about it. Okay, so I'm not going to do this again with single crochets because it's not going to lay right. It's just going to have like a little gap here. So I'm going to stitch it. Okay, properly I should put some pins in this, but I don't want to get that complicated. This is supposed to be fast. I'm going to just go through the tops of the stitches. I have them lined up. And then I'm going to leave a tail here, and I'll weave that in later. And I'm just going to go back and forth like I'm doing regular sewing. As you can see, I just pierced through the yarn strand. And that is, that would bother me just knowing that that's on there. Not that big of a deal though. It's not that big of a deal when you're stitching together. There should be the same amount of stitches on here because I know how I am. And yeah, any questions in here? No questions. Okay, so this sweater actually, with this pattern, it's very easy to make this reversible because you just can't. And that makes it very convenient because I don't know if anyone else here has gone to work or out of the house wearing something that's inside out. I have. How embarrassing. And it's even more embarrassing when none of your so-called friends at work don't tell you that you are wearing something inside out. That's not good. Okay, so this is not going to be reversible then because of the way this is going to be stitched together. It's going to just like stick out and it's not going to bother me, but I wouldn't want someone to walk. Okay. Excuse me. I wouldn't want someone to walk behind me and be like, "Oh, it's lumpy like that. Does she have a lump?" I lost my space. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're almost done. Okay, and then I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I'm just going to do a whip stitch. Turn it this way. The whip stitch is just when you go over the stitch. And why am I doing that? Just to reinforce it. And this is a technique that you can use for any kind of sewing. And if you want, you can be fancy and put this in here. You know, to make it look like a little loop, but I'm not going to do that. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to start repeating myself because I'm not sure who is here, and I think my average view time is only about 30 seconds or a minute. And then sometimes lovely people who know me in person will stay on for a very long time, which is nice. Should I say this? Can the algorithm hear me? Probably. So I know someone puts my channel on and then they turn the volume off. They like to hear me talk, and they don't even watch it. And then one of my daughters puts it on, and she just likes to hear my voice. Is that nice? Especially because it's not yelling at her. That's not true. I don't yell at my kids. Because they're adult women, and they have cars that I would like to borrow. Okay, just joking. We are a nice family. We try and treat each other like you would a stranger. You know, some people are like super nice to strangers, but then not really nice to your family. It doesn't matter. It's just family. Nope, you should be nice to everybody, especially your family. Especially. Okay, so now I'm at the end, and I am going to put in a few more stitches here. I don't like to put knots in. I don't know. I got obsessed with not ever using a knot because I read for making preemie hats, things for premature babies, that it is best to not have any knots in your product so that the knot doesn't interfere or bother the premature skin. Makes it very uncomfortable for them. I don't know how they know that. That seems like it would make sense. Well, I guess a nurse would know if a baby's crying a lot because you put a hat on it and now it's crying. Okay. And now I actually am just going to tie this. I'm not going to do a surgeon's knot because it's a little bit too small. So I'm just going to tie it in. And again, this is not going to be reversible, but if I do wear it inside out, it's going to be fine. I used to have very long hair, but I had to cut it because of course, I have fibromyalgia and the weight of my hair made my head hurt. All right, so this is the final, and really, this is going to be so high up on your neck that no one's really going to see, but I can see. Here is this where it's stitched together. See how you can hardly even tell, but the posts are going the different directions, right? Then you come up here and it looks like, what's going on there? It's like too thick. No one cares. Now, if I was making this to sell to somebody, I would have first not made that mistake. And if I did, I would take the border off and I would correct it properly. So there's a good saying in woodworking, which applies to crocheting. What? Measure twice, cut once, because it applies to a lot of things. All right, so let's put this back on and see if it hangs okay now. Okay. Also, what's nice if you use a nice variegated yarn like this is that if you are wearing it and it doesn't hang right, it won't be as obvious as if you use a pattern or if you're using oh, jeez, can't even see. All right, let me go over here. Oh, okay. Oh, you stumbled into some bad lighting. That's a quote from the movie Clueless, which was the movie before Mean Girls and the movie after Fast Time at Ridgemont High. Because that's how old I am. All right, let's put this over here. Can you see me? Okay. Have a wedgie. Okay, so see how it goes down? And now, if I was going to wear this to school, I would wear it with, I have a brown tank top on, but because it's at school, you're not supposed to have your shoulders shut. Well, students aren't allowed to have their shoulders showing because it's elementary school, so I wouldn't do it, but whatever. All right, so that looks pretty good, right? That came out all right. That was a nice, easy, quick fix. Okay, here's the next thing we're gonna do is pick up the hook. Again, thank you so much. I'm wearing this and I forgot to put this in here. This is just a rib stitch, and this is what you put on at the end of a sweater, on an end of a sleeve. And I made it really fast and I made it kind of messy. So you can have these open holes. It's for me, it doesn't matter. But if I was making it, like I said, what? Can I help you? Come up here. Come on. What? My cat is talking to me. Hi. There might be a dispute over the coveted corner of the couch spot. What? Yeah, I do put a sheet down because these cats shed a lot. And I don't like to, whatever, there's fur everywhere. Hi. Okay. Let me drink some water. Is my stuff all on the way? Okay. So now what are we doing? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I could measure this, but then I would have to lay it out on the counter or something, and I don't want to get up and do that. I don't want to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, this is the matching scarf that I am never going to wear. Worn it a couple times. And this makes me so hot. This is an acrylic fiber, and acrylic is very warm, but it doesn't breathe. So it's not like a natural fiber like wool or flax or bamboo or silk. So yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do is, because I want this to be nice, I'm going to just, I folded it in half, and I'm just going to go through the openings with my fingers and see if I measured it up right. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to sew this to the front of the sweater. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everybody. It is 13 days left until I have to go to school, and I am trying to reset my clock for sleeping, which I'm not off too much. I've been getting up at 10:30, but I have to get up around 5:30, so that is pretty bad. And I can't do it like some people can just be like, oh yeah, I gotta get up early tomorrow, and they just go to sleep and they get up. That's not me. I don't know if that's you. If it's you, I'm jealous of you if you can do that, because I can't. And then it's really important to not be tired when I am at work. So the first week of work will be without students. I'm a substitute teacher, and I'll be doing a long-term sub, which I know a lot of the old fifth graders from last year are super excited that I'm going to be in their room next year, or this year, for sixth grade. I seem pretty chill right now, but I am have some volume because I'm Italian. I have a short fuse. Don't even say that to me when I'm at school. I'll be like, what are you talking about? I'm perfectly fine. Anyway. All right, so I found it, and I eyeballed it pretty good. So, and then I'm going to put this on so I know that this post is the middle in case I have a cat-related emergency. Whatever. This one keeps moving around. All right, the one that's next to me will actually encourage me to feed her by actually biting me. She doesn't break the skin, but I don't like it. Okay. All right, so what we did was we found the midway point in the scarf marked by this little thread, and it will bother me that it is going to be going, oh no, well, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so then this is obviously the midpoint in the back. And now, and I marked it because, you know, you never know if you're going to have to get up and do something, and why have to redo your work if you don't have to. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to use the same yarn, and I'm going to put it right in the middle stitch. And if I would have been off a stitch or two, because I'm making this for myself, it wouldn't have mattered. I have learned to try not to be too hypercritical, or try not to be a perfectionist for certain things, because it is genuinely just too time consuming. And especially if it doesn't matter. There are definitely situations where you should be a perfectionist, but this is not. Okay, sorry. I have to look funny at the screen because if I wear my glasses, I can't see it, and then I'm too blinded by the light. Okay, now I'm gonna have to listen to that song. Blinded by the light. I would have music on in the background, but I am afraid. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works, and I keep reminding I keep telling myself I should look up uncopyrighted music. I always forget. All right, so now this is together. And it doesn't really matter which direction it goes. This also has a border on it, so I'm just going to join it to the top of the stitches. I'm going to be a little bit neater about it. And then what this will look like when I'm done is the scarf will hang a little bit in the front, and I don't know how I'm going to justify that, because I can't just cut this and make it fit, because it'll unravel. So I might use that as like a little sassy thing to tie it. I don't know. Or I could even double this and make it so it ends sooner. I don't know, man. That's how it's gonna go. All right, hey, thanks for being here. I'm going over this this camouflage sweater, and I'm gonna say this joke again. Can you see it? It's camouflage. There you go. And what I've done so far was I stitched it up a little bit in the back, because when I stitched it originally, I didn't stitch it up enough. This is a super easy, beginner-friendly pattern. And you have to be really careful when you are a beginner when you're looking at patterns, because sometimes it will say the pattern is easy, but you have to know things before, or the designer of the pattern is assuming that you know certain things that are common, like the type of stitch. So an easy pattern for apparel doesn't mean the stitches are easy. It means that following the directions are easy. Okay, so this truly is an easy pattern. I'm going to drink some water. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe and make my dream of never leaving my house again come true. Thank you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to... All right. So... All right. So today I'm going to go over a super easy beginner sweater. If you can crochet a rectangle and you can crochet another rectangle, you can stitch them together and you can have a sweater. It's called a scarf sweater. So there you go. And how long do you make this? You should measure with a tape measure from your shoulder. My measurements are pretty much the way I like it is 40 inches, so that it's 20 in the front, 20 in the back, more like, it's my shoulder, more like 18, 19 and 19. And then you find where you want it to hang. And this you can make even a crop top, but I'm too old to wear a crop top, so we're not going to do that. Anyway, so I just did this, and it is 37. But I always put a border on, so that would be okay. So anyway, so you measure it, and then you're going to measure. It's very easy. Don't be afraid to do measuring. You're going to measure, like, how wide do you want it? So I usually, like I said, do a standard. I made this sweater a while ago, so I think I did. Okay, first you have to make sure it goes around your back. I don't remember my back measurements, but measure around underneath your armpit. And this is for your back. This is not for width. And then drop my tape measure. I like the tape measure because it has a little thing that you can squeeze, and it goes in. And because this is not a fitted sweater, it is supposed to hang very, very loose. This is not a sweater. Okay, that's good. 19. So again, mine would be 20 inches across, 20 in the front, 20 in the back. So you would need to make this rectangle 10 across, 40 down, okay? And then you're gonna make another one. And if you're a beginner, you might want to, work on this one and make like 5 rows, and work on this one and make 5 rows and match them up, because it is hard. The hardest part usually for beginners is getting the gauge right. And the gauge is how tight you're holding your yarn. So you might want to just do that, because you don't want to work on this whole thing, because it's going to be quite long, and then really master the gauge or how tight it's going to be, and then work on this side and then it doesn't match. So that's for a beginner. If you're more advanced, or been crocheting for a while, it's not as important. And then all you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. You're going to stitch up into the back, and you can leave the front open. And now you have a sweater. And you already will have in, when you stitch in the side, you're going to leave open an armhole. And how do you measure that? You're going to have to put it, if you're making it for yourself, you're just going to measure it and see what's comfortable for you. I like everything to be very loose because of reasons. So this is the actual sweater that I made. And I cannot remember how much. Okay, so what I did was, I just added on, after I stitched together, I just went around and added on a little sleeve. And I made a scarf that matches it. Why not? But now I'm going to stitch that on. So again, if you can make 2 rectangles, stitch them up, stitch up the back, leave it open in the front, stitch it on the sides, give yourself a nice room for your arm. And if you want to measure, the way you measure for your arm is, don't measure the width of your arm. You have to measure from your shoulder. So you're going to go, and don't use yarn to measure. Try and get yourself a real tape measure, because yarn is stretchy. So you're going to want to go like this so that your arm can actually move. And this is 19 inches. So my measurements are all nice even numbers, 20, 20, 40, okay? So you would take your 2, like I said, take your 2, match them up, stitch them up. So this one, I had to, today, I didn't, it hung funny in the back, I didn't measure right. It's for me, so it doesn't matter. And I stitched it together. Also, if you stitch it nicely, it's reversible. Because if you're like me, or if you work a busy job, you just grab your sweater and put it on. You don't want to put it on inside out if it looks funny, because sometimes people don't tell you and you're walking around with your shirt on inside out. Yeah, that has happened to me. Thank you. That's Rose. She's very nice. She's giving me a look like, isn't it lunchtime? It's not lunchtime. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the scarf that I'm not going to wear, and I'm going to stitch it onto the front of the sweater. And I'm not going to do that on camera because it is super boring for to watch, and it is something that I am going to have to pay some attention to so I don't make mistakes. And I would hate to be not looking at the camera or paying attention to you, because I think of you as like being in my house. So yeah. All right, so that's what I'm going to do, and I am going to put this here. I'm going to go have some lunch, and then I might be on later playing Seeker's Notes, which is a mobile game that I play because I have a lot of viewers that like that. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Goodbye. I'll be on later. Goodbye.